Hi, all. A very warm welcome. So, till now, we have been talking about business strategy, strategic maps, and in today's video, we are going to talk about what can be the role of HR and training in business strategy. How can they contribute towards building the right culture, competency mapping, cost management, human capital, and performance management? Hello, so welcome to this new chapter. And now, the topic that we have, as I told you, is the role of training in business strategy. Now, since it's a huge topic, so we are going to do it in part one and part two. So, let's start with the part one. When we talk about our role, role of a trainer or of a HR in business strategy, then we play a vital role in building the culture, the competency mapping, cost management, human capital, and performance management. So let's start with the first one, which is the culture. Now, when we talk about the culture, it is a pattern of shared business assumptions that the group learned as it solved its problems of external adaptations and internal integrations that has worked well enough to be considered valid and therefore to be taught to new members as a correct way they perceive, they think, and they feel in relation to those problems. Now, when we talk about the functions of a culture, well, the functions are that the workers are shaped by the culture in which they work and in turn make the culture. They determine how people interact, how they treat each other, how they communicate, what they communicate, how open and honest they will be, how hard they will work, how loyal they'll be, and overall, the entire behavior of the employees is one of the functions of a culture. Then attracts it a function also attracts the people to the organization or takes them away. Then it also conveys a sense of identity for its members, facilitates the generation of commitment, increases loyalty, management control, and it is very important when attempting to manage organizations change. Then, when we talk about the assessments, so there could be majorly two kind of assessments. One is the surveys, and the other one is the focus group discussions. So we have shared an example of a survey. So there's a company called Blueberry, and they wanted to do assessment. So the first thing they did was they defined the values of the organization, and then they defined the core values aspects for that value. Okay, now since they knew that they want to do this survey, so this is the survey that they used, wherein the first statement was, does the management keep me informed about the important issues and changes? And then the employee could mark whether he strongly agrees, somewhat agrees, neither agree, somewhat disagree, strongly disagree. Similarly, another statement was, am I clear of the expectations of the management? I can ask the management any reasonable question and get a straight answer. And then management is approachable and easy to talk with. So once the employee answers these questions, they could know what's level of open communication is held at the organization and what do the employees feel about that. So that was the example. Now, what we are going to discuss is a donation model. It's a very, very interesting topic. Now, when we talk about the donation model of organization's culture highlights four key traits that an organization should master in order to be effective. At the center of the model are the organization's beliefs and assumptions. These are the deeply held aspects of the organization identity that are often hard to assess. The four traits of the nation model: mission, adaptability, involvement, and consistency measure the behaviors driven by these beliefs and assumptions that create an organization's culture. These traits are organized by color and designed to help us understand the key questions about our organization's culture. So the first one is mission, wherein the question that is being asked is that, do we know where we are going? Then comes adaptability, where we ask, are we responding to the marketplace and external environment? Then is environment, where we ask, are our people aligned and engaged? And the fourth one is consistency, where we ask, do we have the values, systems, and processes in place to create leverage? Now, once all this is done, once all this is understood, there are also other things that we have to look at this model. Now, Denisian's research has demonstrated that effective organizations have high culture scores in all four traits. Effective organizations are likely to have cultures that are adaptive, yet highly consistent, predictable, and foster high involvement, but do so within the context of shared sense of mission. The robust model also splits into hemispheres, which are internal, external, flexible, and stable. Now, when we talk about external focus, so it's a combination of adaptability and mission. An organization with a strong external focus is committed to adapting and changing in response to the external environment. It has a consistent and constant eye on the marketplace and a strong sense of where it is heading. A strong external focus typically impacts revenue, sales growth, and market share. Then comes the internal focus, which is a combination of involvement and consistency. An organization with a strong internal focus is committed to the dynamics of the internal integration of the systems, structures, processes. It values its people and takes pride in the quality of products and services. A strong internal focus has been linked to higher levels of quality and employee satisfaction. Then comes flexibility. Now, when we talk about flexibility, it's a combination of adaptability and environment. A flexible organization has the capability to change in response to the environment with a strong focus on its customer and its people. A flexible environment is typically linked to higher levels of product and service innovation, creativity, and a fast response to the changing needs of the customers and the employees. Then comes stability, which is a combination of mission and consistency. So, a stable organization has the capacity to remain focused and predictive over time. A stable organization is typically linked to high return on assets, environments, and sales growth, as well as strong business operations. Now, let's have a look at what Mr. Sundar Pichai has to say. So, as per him, culture allows you to execute. Culture is like the tendons and the ligaments that hold the body together and allow it to be healthy as a body and execute daily. In Google, it is strongly believed that the productivity can be achieved only when the employees are happy. Google also that believes in providing healthy and appetizing menu for the employees. Google creates an relaxing environment for better working of the mind. And over there, they believe that if the employee leaves the company, that means he and she wanted to invest those long hours working on a better opportunity. So it's a Google as a company, as we know, is a very employee centric company, right? Now let's have a look at our competency mapping. Now, when we talk about competency mapping, so competency mapping identifies an individual's strengths and weaknesses. The aim is to enable the person to better understand himself or herself and to point out where career development efforts need to be directed. Now, when we talk about the competency mapping, it can be done using bars, wherein first you select the competency, then you write the indicator, then you determine the levels, and then you write the behavior anchors. So when you see over here, they have found one competency, which is the facilitation skills. Then they have written the indicators like emotional control, presentation skills, and then they have given different levels. So let's take an example of emotional control. So in emotional control, the level one is not always well composed, occasionally gets upset and irritated. That's level one. Level two is manages stress calmly but shows negative body language and tone. Hmm. Then level three is manages even difficult participants calmly. And the level four is when managers even difficult situations and participants with empathy and humor, right? So obviously every organization would want their facilitator to be at level 4. So this is how you can actually mark them, and then you can see where are they and where you want them to be and what steps can be taken to take them to a particular level. So that's the competency mapping. After this, we are going to have a part 2, which will be a next video. So stay connected, watch the second video, and I'm sure you will like it.